Hi everybody, it's Carie here, back for my weekly progress check, or week one progress check I should say, because I'm not sure that I'll do this weekly. First of all, I have to apologize for those of you who were looking for the video yesterday. I hurt my leg and I wasn't able to do it, and so here we are today. This is week one anyways, the beginning of week two, so we're still good. And I first of all, I want to thank everyone who has reached out to me, who has contacted me through my family, through different people and everything, for all of your encouragement and all of your prayers. I truly thank you, and it's not without those that I could even be where I'm at today. The second thing I want to say, I would really like to thank my husband for just, first of all, he's just a wonderful person, and those of you who know him know that's true, but just his getting on board and wanting to encourage me to do this, and him doing it also, when there's no benefit really for him to do it, other than eating healthy, of course, but it would be really hard for you to convince me to do something that didn't actually benefit me in a way that I could see, or you know, wasn't something that I actually was trying to attain. So that would be really hard. And then I just want to say that I believe that this food regimen or protocol, whatever you want to call it, is right on. I just think that it's a healthy way to eat. It is right on with the nutrients and everything that we need. However, I don't think it's the one thing. Like, I don't believe that there's just one thing that we all do. And Dr. Wahls does talk about that in her book. There are several things, several key things that help that. And for me, mine is prayer, and the food, and hopefully exercise soon. Just a combination of all those things. And I believe that God has led me to this to try to do and see how it goes. I am excited still about doing it and wanting to continue doing it, even though this was kind of a rough week. It was kind of up and down for me. The first day was challenging in itself in trying to figure out what exactly to eat and how often to eat, and for me, I'm just not hungry a lot. I just don't think about eating. So for me, the other thing was just making sure that I got it all in there before my day was complete. And I did. I didn't have any problem with it, because there's enough to choose from on there, on the list, that are different and good and all of that. Now, I want to say one of the hardest things for me, I had probably a breakdown on Wednesday with it, because my husband and I had gone to buy all the foods that we needed for the, that we wanted for the program, and we had gone and we bought in bulk, thinking that that would be the best way to do it and everything. And there's two things with that. Number one, we didn't have a lot of room in our refrigerator. And number two, on the fourth day of broccoli and cauliflower, I'm wanting something different. There's just so many ways I could eat that and try that. And when you buy that much and have that much, you don't want to waste it because it's expensive, and yet you don't want to eat it every day. So there has to be a balance somewhere in there in how much you buy and how often you're going to go shop for it and all of those things. But I have discovered some things that I really, really like, some things that I will never try again. I do know I didn't like fish before this started, and I still don't like fish. I don't care how it's cooked. I don't care what kind of fish you call it. I am not a fish person, and even if you tell me it doesn't taste like fish, to me, it tastes like fish. But I did try some things this week that I thought, I'll try them once, but once was enough. I'm not going to do that again. So I've not had any bad experience with the diet at all. not even any issues as far as, without just coming out and saying it, any issues with your gastrointestinal or any of that stuff that is talked about in the book, different things that people experience. I hadn't had any problem with that. But like I said before, I was already doing a lot of this, just not all at once. So I wasn't sure how it would affect me, but it really didn't affect me in any sort of negative way. I do feel like I've gotten stronger this week. My left leg feels like it's part of my body again. And I know that sounds weird, but for those of you with MS, you'll understand. I used to explain and tell the doctor that my legs just felt noodly, especially my left leg. It just felt like a limp noodle that I just was kind of carting around with me. And this week it hasn't felt that way at all. Now, I was able to do some things that I haven't been able to do before. Unfortunately, I cannot show you some of those tonight because I hurt my leg yesterday, and the muscle is pulled in the top of it, and so it is so painful to do it. But I am going to show you how I walk, and I'm going to show you also I'm able to step over something on the floor now, where I used to not be able to do that, not without it being near something that I could hang on to get over it. And that's pretty amazing in itself. I will tell you also, before I hurt my leg, and you'll just have to trust me on this, and if you're skeptical like me, I will show you when I make my next video, I guarantee you. But I was jumping on Saturday night. I could jump, and now I'm not jumping high or anything like that, but it was jumping, and I haven't jumped for a long time because my leg just never felt like it could support me. So I didn't really even attempt it except for one time before, and I about fell flat on my face, so I just didn't do that again. Because there's just a feeling that you have where you know that something feels disconnected. That all being said, there were a few things that I wanted to mention that I thought of last time after I got off of here. And some of the things that I'm looking for that are going to show me how I'm getting better are, I want to be able to button a button and zip a zipper. I want to be able to open and close packages, which I could. On Saturday, I was opening and closing Ziploc bags, which has been very hard for me. I've had to, first of all, I don't have any feeling, and so it was hard to feel where the separation was from the top, and so I would have to use my lips and do that. And the top of my mouth and my lips are what I have used for a long time for feeling, to feel if my fingernail is rough or anything, because if I do it on my hand, I can't really notice it. So that's a sign of something for me. My balance, for my balance to be where I'm not going side to side and I don't look like I'm drunk at any time of the day. I want to be able to shave my own armpits. I know that sounds really silly, and for some of you, that is TMI. I get that. But you don't know what that will be like. I will never demonstrate or show that on here, but that will be a goal for me. I want touch to feel good again. And I don't mean that in any sort of strange way. But for those of you with MS, I think you'll know what I'm talking about. I don't know. I know it's different for everybody. But for me, for someone just to rub my skin, to brush up on me, is irritating to me. It almost feels like they took a piece of sandpaper and just rubbed my skin. And it doesn't hurt. It's not like that. But it's definitely uncomfortable. And it's not something that I enjoy. I want to be able to wear sandals again. I haven't worn sandals. I used to wear dresses, and I miss wearing dresses and sandals. I want a hairstyle that I can do and not just something that I have to cut really short so that it's easy. That was one of the comments that I got the most from people who hadn't seen me for a while was, why was my hair so short? And that's because it was getting very hard for me to do anything with, and so we went to a shorter style. But thanks for all of you who liked it so well. I appreciate that. I also want to, and this is going to sound crazy to many of you, but I want to be able to clean my house again. I used to have my own house cleaning business, and so I am very, very meticulous about house cleaning. And so my children are wonderful about cleaning my house and doing it, but nobody does it like I do it, and I just want to be able to do it again. It will be awesome to be able to do that again. There are lots of other things that I'm not going to take the time to mention, but those are just a few things that are going to be signs of success for me. And as I reach those, I'm going to let you know that I've reached those, or that that's something I've done, or that I've been able to do. I hope to not make these videos so long in the future, because I know they tend to go on and on, especially for some of you who, Mark, don't like them so long. But anyways, so for those of you who don't enjoy all of the details, from now on, what I'm going to try to do at the beginning of the video is just say whether it's been a good week, month, whatever it is, or not, and then you guys can just cut out at that time. You don't have to follow through the whole detail of it. So right now I'm going to show you my walking, because even with my legs sore and the way that I'm walking, I feel like I'm still walking better than I did last week, with being able to pick my left foot up and actually walk like a person. Now, when I see the video, I may think differently, but right now, in my mind and the way that I see myself, I'm walking like the rest of you, somewhat, not completely, but anyways. So I'm going to show you my walking here. And then the one other thing I want to show you is how I can step over something in the middle of the floor without having to hold on to something. And that was something that last week I didn't feel like I had the balance to do. So that's pretty exciting. I am going to let you guys go now. That is my update. If you have any questions or anything you'd like to know, feel free to comment on the YouTube thing, or text me, or get a message to somebody. Anything that you are wondering about, or whatever. I will say one other thing about the food portion of it. There is so much to choose from to eat that thinking that you're gonna get it'll be bland or anything like that, you don't have that problem. And I am getting to the point where I cook a little more than I used to because of this, having to. So anyways, have a great night. We'll see you maybe in a month.